Hello and welcome, all you wonderful Tubi Dicers. I'm your host, Daddy Tarzan 82855. Find me under that name on all social media platforms. And with me is the wonderful cast and crew of Tubi Dicer Adventures, all be it one up. Speak of them, and they shall come. Hello, Dove. That being said, that's our. We introduced myself. Let's go ahead and introduce the cast for tonight's episode 73, Trailblazers Part 2. Starting us off with Ego.
Hello. My name is Ren. Tonight I'm playing Ego, who is a Twi'lek scoundrel, a wonderful man who's never done a thing wrong in his life. I'll be taking no criticism on that. And yes, I guess we're doing demolition today. Who knows what we're going to be doing today, to be honest? I know the plan says one thing. We'll see how it goes.
And to follow that up is our lovely Douglas.
Hey guys, I'm Dia, also known as Diavel.cos on all social media. I have been away for a while because scheduling is an awful beast we must overcome. I played Dove, who is our Zabraki bounty hunter, and regardless of her plan, she is always very fixed in her role. She is going to shoot whoever shoots at her or is otherwise going to and beat them to
it. That's what I love to hear. And the role of Brawl, who is normally played by Oz, will unfortunately have to be played by me, as Oz is currently in the transition of moving across country. Therefore, he is not available for tonight's episode and for a couple episodes. So bear with us, as I will do my best to pull off a Brawl impression. But let's go ahead and get right to it. We have our slate for the week, which also includes several other shows for your viewing consumption. We have Tales of Arden coming up this Thursday, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Let me double check the schedule here. Did we make that announcement? I should have asked Chris yesterday. I believe we should be on track for Thursday this week. And then no Frontiers of Ebron this following Sunday. It will be continuing their adventure the next Sunday. So yeah, that's our slate for the week. Let's go ahead and dive right into our story of where we last left off. The crew of Core Atlas has integrated themselves into the platoon of RX Squad, a Pathfinder's Special Forces unit, a team of military members who specialize in near-suicide missions with minimal resources available. These guys are the best of the best, and they have endeavored to take on the Empire at Banastar Station, a fueling station in the nearby sector, in an effort to recover and rescue their cell leader, Rev Garland, who has been apprehended and is being brought to Coruscant for interrogation and potential execution. Their one and only window is to hit this Banastar Station and stage a rescue operation during refueling. And in doing so, cover the tracks of Rev Garland's escape to protect his identity and his safety. This will result in them, in Core Atlas and Oryx Squad sabotaging the fueling station to detonate and create a catastrophic failure, so every level of the station is devastated, so that nothing is left behind. Our story began with the infiltration team making their way to Banastar Station, making their way into the civilian hangar, encountering little to no resistance as civilians are able to come and go as they need. However, the infiltration team donned their disguises, posing as stormtroopers and a Moff, with Oho taking the lead as the charismatic governor, making his way up to the command center at the top of the station and encountering Admiral Solar, a proud and indignant individual who, before encountering Oho, had no illusions of where he stood in the chain in the hierarchy. But after encountering Moff Oho, after some impressive rolls, managed to dissemblate any illusions of grandeur that this admiral had, avoiding detection by imposing his commanding presence, avoided being outright identified, much to the reluctance of this admiral, and penetrated their way into the command center, identifying that the prisoner transport that ARC Squad is currently after is indeed a trap. And the real location of Rev Garland is in the civilian hangar aboard a personnel shuttle with a guard entourage of 6 death troopers. ARC Squad and company's mission: infiltrate Bannistar Station, sabotage the fuel pumps to ensure total devastation, and rig the reactor core to blow. Where the rest of this journey is headed is to be diced. Okay. We got our light side tokens already generated. You guys were quick. If one of you could roll for me as well. All right, this is too intense for the moment. I need a little. There we go. And then. Ren, would you mind re-rolling one more Destiny die?
Sure.
Channel that soul connection you made.
Woo!
Yeah, see?
Couldn't cash in on Raw. Damn. I should have rolled it myself.
Listen, the force is on our side.
It clearly is. You're going to need it. You guys are going into the mouth of the whale right now. That being said, they're not playing my music, aren't they? Let's do Paranoia. No, we were just playing Paranoia. Let's do. That's good. That's good. Okay. To set the scene, back at Voidfire Outpost. Or no, you guys are on the outskirts of Voidfire Outpost at your respective landing sites. Bomb Squad, along with ARC Squad, have all begun to board the Delta class T3 shuttle. Let me bring that vehicle back in here, shall we? Dove, you currently are assisting the Orc Squad, namely Elias, the team's demolitions expert, with loading this large crate of explosives onto the ship. As as a bounty hunter, you have a fairly decent experience with handling beradium. This stuff is very touchy, extremely touchy. So you have a level of caution about handling this type of stuff, but there seems to be a level of not as much. Oh no, these are professionals, so you could see both in Elias's eyes, level of apprehension or caution would be the right term, as you guys handle this crate with ease between the two of you. Well, between the two of you and two other lower enlisted, getting this crate loaded up onto the ship. This is context on my vehicle, so I won't. Ego, you're prepping the ship for takeoff. The ship's control outlet arrangement is a little different comparatively to what you're used to with the fire spray patrol craft, but elegant and sleek in design and created for efficiency. Everything's localized around you, no wasted movement, and easy to get acquainted with. Major Brell is currently debriefing the rest of the ground forces, those that are planning to remain behind and ensure that there is a base to come back to during their time away. The Trandoshan brothers, Safar and Gil, loading a crate of equipment into the troop compartment and inspecting it. Upon revelation, you see that there are multiple uniforms of stormtrooper gear inside this crate. Amongst the crew is a level of steadiness, focus, precise focus, and intention as you are about to embark into the belly of the Empire. Major Brell finishes giving out his various orders to the ground troops, makes his way into the Delta Class T3, the T3C shuttle, and addresses the crew. All right. Ground troops have their standing orders. What's the readiness report? How's the ship? As he turns to you, Ego. He looks at Gil first, but realizing Gil isn't at the helm, it looks over to see you at the helm. Has to do a double take real quick, but continues on. Status of the ship.
Oh, in ship shape, ready to fly, at your call.
All right, sounds good, soldier. Radium charges all set, ready and secure.
Secure. Don't rush it or someone's going to lose more than an arm.
Yeah, I don't plan on losing anything. All right. Everybody lock in your gear, get ready to go. Waiting on infiltration team's contact, and then we'll depart for Banastar Station. And with that, the Major goes and sits down on one of the jump benches, going over his blaster rifle, making sure all of his sights are fitted securely. Ammo pack, or the power pack, is fully charged, and checking his various pouches, making sure he's got enough ammunition in the event of depletion. you guys have any other preparations you would like to make at this time?
I think while Major Brell is sitting there, Ego, once he's gone over, he asked Oho to tell him how the ship worked, because he's been like the primary flying it since they got it. So it's like, how does your ship fucking fly? But he's gonna go over to Major Brell. Major Brell to Mark. So ready for the mission. Just one question.
Yeah, what's that?
So I was fully paying attention when the teams were being divvied out, and the mission was being disseminated and all of that. We're blowing up the entire station.
Correct.
This station is not just a post for the Empire, but also civilians.
That's a risk, yes.
Approximately how many civilians frequent the station on average?
Numbers can't be certain, but the hangar itself can hold up to 12 large vessels, freighter-sized vessels.
Okay. So that would mean, let's say on a good day, 6 to 7 freighter-sized vessels carrying a crew of, I don't know, 20 to 40 people. And to return Rev Garland, we're going to risk those civilians.
I understand your concern. Ego, was it?
Uh-huh.
My intent is that evacuations can be conducted. We can't detonate the station while we're all on board, as that would defeat the purpose. So, extraction could facilitate the escape of several vessels simultaneously. But it's a risk that we're going to have to take.
Cool. Just wanted to see where your mind was at regarding that. Thank you for that clarification. I'm just gonna double check all of the little controls. Make sure I don't get anything messed up.
Do you know what you're doing, or do you need my pilot to take the helm?
No, I'm fully confident in what I'm doing. I had great instruction. But thank you, though, for the offer.
All right. Well, Gil will run co-pilot if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that. Instilling a little line of morality. Very cool. The Major appears to be unfazed by your line of questioning. It seems like it's something he's probably already thought about, and it's a risk he's come to accept. Whether or not that's something that the rest of the squad is willing to accept, you haven't inquired or inferred, so you're not sure. But does Dove know? Does Oho and Rawl and Chav know the risk? That's the real question. You make your way. Are you heading back to the cockpit, or are you gonna make any stops. Talk around.
I think I just used going back to the cockpit as an excuse to exit the conversation. It's not really he already knows what he's doing. But yeah, I'll probably go chat with Dove for a second.
Okay. You find Dove currently securing the crate in the cargo section of this shuttle, alongside with Oleus and a couple of lower enlisted soldiers. Once Dove and Oleus have approved of the securement of the crates, the lower enlisted make their departure from the shuttle, and Dove is standing by over at the crate as Oleus makes his way to the other section of the ship.
Dove is triple checking the security of that crates. There are no
shifting around.
variables. No.
Radium is touchy. You do not want that thing bouncing around.
I think Eagle will see you looking it over. Say, I think any tighter and it might fold in on itself.
Any looser and it might be the one thing that shoots us all to hell, so a lot of things could go wrong here. I'd rather this not be one of them.
Listen, I trust your judgment.
What is it?
I just have like a small concern. There are much larger concerns, like how are we going to a lot of it seems reliant on my ability to talk my way into this hangar bay. But that's fine. My concern is when we load this radium into said station, there are a lot of civilians that are going to be in there. Like, if this was just, say, like the Empire outpost that we took, what was it, a couple days ago? Everything's just put together. But if it was like that, then, you know, screw those guys. But there's just a lot of potential for bystanders to be affected by the things that we're doing to get out one guy who is only important to about 12 people right now. Like, important to like the galaxy as a whole, sure, probably, but you know what I mean.
During any sort of brief of this mission, was it described where exactly we were dropping off the detonators and sort of what area that might encompass as to how far an area of civilians there might be?
So the target positions for demolitions are located or centralized around the spire that attaches the station to the planet's surface, where you get where it gets its fuel. So you guys have to descend down that spire, get to the fuel pump station, disable that, because that will, if a catastrophic event is detected, safety measures are in place to shut off the fuel valves to the rest of to the entire spire, so that only the station gets destroyed and they can maintain that spire and just replace the station. So phase one of your guys' plan is to take that out, so that entire spire gets destroyed. And phase two for the plan, hit the reactor core so it shuts off power, so and facilitates this complete destruction. But in shutting off the power, you cut off escape pods, magnetic locks will be permanently locked onto ships attached to the outskirt or the outside of the fueling station, i.e., destroyers and whatnot. They won't be able to get away from this station or the blast radius because the locks are stuck onto the exterior of the ship. So getting out of the station via a shuttle is you can still do so. It's just if there's civilians that are reliant on escape pods, they're going to be trapped. And especially if they're on other levels of the ship, because the turbo lifts no longer work, but there are passageways that they can take, but it's a longer journey.
In an ideal world, we would have had so much more time to plan and maybe drop a couple moles in to spread the word about some sort of premature evacuation. Minimize the damage of who's actually inside that building. If they've still got freighters coming in with other civilians, there could possibly be a way to scramble their navigation, delay their transport, and keep them out of the way. Maybe. That's the only other alternative.
And the ones that are already there are just screwed then.
Unfortunately.
I think this is probably when Rawl would interject. My brother's aboard that ship, that station. We're not ones to let innocents die in our stead. If there are innocent people aboard, Oho will make sure they get away.
Keyword in that phrase, Raul, we're not the type to let innocents die. We're not the only ones involved in this task as the issue here.
Oh. What can we do?
Our best at this, right? Try get out the ones who can, the ones who don't matter, and this big picture of the eyes of those orchestrating all this.
I agree. Get out anyone we can.
They'll have to do, I suppose.
We all set to take off for the mission. Is there anything we need? We got explosives, blasters, medical supplies. I think we're all set. Unless you guys have anything else. Ooh, speaking of, Cop, let's see what you guys have. Forgot about this. Hold on. You guys might have a little more firepower at your disposal.
Ooh. Tell me more.
Void fire. There you are. Requisitions outpost. Let's see. Attachments. Let's edit it to... Let's go with... the general store. Okay, here we go. Generate. Okay. It's not what I want. Sorry, 1 second. It's not working with me. There we go. There it is. Okay. Weapons. We got a droid disabler. That's an interesting weapon. LD1 target rifle. Anybody need firepower?
What can I get that I don't already have?
This is true. You're already a walking arsenal. We do have a droid disabler at the spaces. That is a ranged light weapon. Obviously, does stun damage and disables droids. It does 12 stun damage, which is pretty bonkers. And then the LD1 target rifle is does 9 damage, crits on 4, ranged heavy with extreme range.
I'll take that droid disabler.
Okay.
I'm still very fond of my blaster rifle. Very fond.
Okay, yeah, they have one droid disabler at their disposal. Probably gonna they would give it to you for this mission. Range band is short for this thing. Again, 12 damage, crit 3, rarity 5, encumbrance 1, hardpoint 1. And its qualities are concussive 1, ion, and limited ammo.
Cool, I've got it up now. I'll transfer it over.
Gotcha. Damage to system strain threshold. Okay. So yeah, it does strain damage. All right, cool. So you got that little droid pistol. How nifty. By this point, you hear the ship or Major Brell getting a hailing, and he checks it. He pulls out his communicator, turns to the rest of you. Infiltration teams, wrong voice. Infiltration teams just made contact. Everybody mount up. It's time to depart. And with that, demolition team all gets into position and disembarks from the planet of Falleen. It is a 5-hour journey. If there's any maintenance or attachments that you want to attach to your gear, so on and so forth, now's the time while you have the window to do so. Otherwise, we'll fast forward to contact with Banastar Station. All right. Good? Okay. We screen wipe to the exterior of Banastar Station. The Delta class T3C shuttle approaching the airspace of the station immediately gets a hailing from tower control. Incoming vessel, this is Banastar Control. Identify yourself and transmit your transpondent code as well as your intended destination. Over.
Ah, Jesus, it's me. So we have the transponder code. We have discussed destination.
Yes, the transponder's code it has you guys predestined for Coruscant. Shipping, transporting explosives to Coruscant for dispersal.
Yeah.
So you get a sense that he's trying to confirm whatever your transponder codes are to what your actual intent is.
All right. Benistar Station. This is Delta class. Sending over the transponder codes. Now on our way to Coruscant after refueling.
Okay. You transmit the codes. There's a brief pause in communication. Do we want any? Oh, yeah. This is standard operation, so nothing out of the ordinary. After a moment, you get back. Roger, that Delta class shuttle. Continue your vector. Make for hangar 18. Upon entering hangar 18, approach landing pads 7 and await for further instructions from ground team. Understood?
Received.
Safe travels. Over. And with that, the communication is closed, and you have been given access to the military hangar.
Palm sweat, knees weak, arm spaghetti.
With that, you guys make your approach into the hangar. It's a large egg-shaped fuel pod. In the center of this fuel pod is a cavernous opening where smaller vessels like freighters, Delta-class shuttles, so on and so forth can enter, land, and get refueling and supplied before continuing their travels. You are brought in, and much to your surprise, not to your surprise, there's a lot of ground traffic in this area. Tunes of stormtroopers patrolling about. There's off to your side a AT-AT docked and being refueled. No, that's not right. This is a fueling station, not a ground station. They wouldn't be able to get AT-ATs in here. My bad. Various starfighters or TIE fighters are docked in here. A whole squadron's worth. A couple of heavier frigates, not frigates, but freighters, and yeah, a lot of ground troops. As you're making your way into the, that was weird. As you're making your way into the hangar, at both sides of the hangar opening are two large turbo batteries that guard the entry point. Do pose a bit of a concern for you, but given that you were given the clearance, they don't seem to track your movements. Just continue to patrol or pivot aimlessly, scanning the horizon. You guys make your way into the interior. On the ground, you see air traffic or ground traffic controllers giving you direction with their light cones, and directing you to landing pad 7. There you see an entourage of inspection agents that are prepared to conduct their services. And you guys land or touch down on the pad. Now the question is, what do we do? You got Is there a way for you to conceal your identity as a Twi'lek? Or,
He's
you know,
blue.
this is true. The Empire has been known to work with bounty hunters before. And Dove, you do have a bounty hunter chain code, so that you could just pass yourself off as an enforcer for this hired enforcer for this crate of beradium that's been brought on.
Official business, nothing to see here.
Right. So I guess there wouldn't be too much of a concern for you. It's more so whether or not Major Brell and RX Squad can pass off as stormtroopers as well as Rawl. And all of them at this point have donned their armor. So you have a whole squad of stormtroopers waiting in the cargo bay. And as is there any preparations? Like any? Or are you guys just going to let these guys in and hope for the best?
You can go ahead if you have something.
I had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It might be helpful to their case if they conduct themselves acting as if there's one main commanding officer and the main others are still not quite greenhorns, maybe just having been assigned to this.
Mm-hmm.
And if they conduct themselves in such a way that one is giving orders and the rest is sort of following, and it's quite audible if there's a yes, sir, as you say, sir.
Yeah.
These officials are just going to be walking right past them.
Yeah. That was taken into account. Major Brell is wearing a orange and black pauldron to signify he is the sergeant of this squadron or this platoon. Because it would just be too odd if there was a whole platoon of just stormtroopers and no commanding officer. So yeah, he's donned in that attire. It's just whether or not these guys can pass themselves off as indoctrinated soldiers from childbirth. But yeah.
Ego is going to, as Dove is doing that, inspect the way that they're walking, like just the way that their posture is and how they're carrying themselves, and to each of them, if they need, give them a little
direction,
a little direction, a little guidance, a little theater. We have to do this properly.
Give me an average perception check. I like this.
Perception average roll.
Nice, and it's right out of the gate. First roll of the day. Okay. Ego, you begin to inspect the troops, if you will. Your first notable point of contention. Sathar is way too tall for a stormtrooper.
Oh God.
He is standing a couple inches taller than the rest. Gil slightly shorter, but not as noticeable. But Sathar does almost tower over everybody. Probably is going to need to slouch while he's wearing this armor. Elias. He's a bit stockier than stormtroopers typically are. So there's a noticeable uncomfortability to the fit of his armor. Major Brell seems to be able to slip into character pretty easily. It's just another form of training, and he falls right into it, no problem. And Rawl definitely looks very uncomfortable.
God. I think Ego's gonna go around to each of them, hands on Sathar's shoulders, down, go down. Can't do anything much about
Elias's fit,
but can try to loosen the
Loosen.
armor in places just so that it can move a little easier and it's not as noticeable. Rawl, I think Ego just like elbows Rawl. It's like, you have to stand up straight. Like, none of this. None of this. And I would actually like to, with everyone here, do my inspiring rhetoric action, which hopefully will help a little bit.
Okay.
So I make an average leadership check. The first bit is about recovering strain, but the improved bit allows boost die on all skill checks for a number of round equal to my ranks in leadership. So you'll have 2 rounds with an extra boost die.
Okay.
Rounds.
We'll say that could potentially that'll encompass 10 minutes into your infiltration of this base. So it could help. It'll help.
Sick. I'll make that check right now. Average.
Nice. Okay. 3 successes, 1 advantage. Good stuff. You pull off your inspiring rhetoric. Is there any quotes you had in mind, or are you just giving a general? Are you using this direction as a means to inspire the troops, giving them direction into how to behave like a stormtrooper or posture as a stormtrooper?
It's part that, and then I think towards the end, once we've like fully docked and the inspection is going to be coming, Ego is going to I can give this to, I got how many successes? 3. So I'll give 1 to Brel, 1 to Dove, and 1 to Rawl, because that's how I can distribute it. And then Eagle will say, "We got this, don't die." It's just to break the tension that is beginning to mount.
Oh, yeah.
And then in a more serious way, he'll say, "But seriously, we are in the middle of something dangerous. I'm sure you're all aware of the stakes. I don't need to tell you this, but I think we have a decent shot. So keep that in mind, whatever you do. And try to save the civilians."
They all nod almost in unison, kind of starting to assimilate into a indoctrinated force, and adopting some uniformity, which isn't foreign to them. I mean, there's uniformity in training when it comes to becoming a Pathfinder, so they're starting to get into that cadence of a stormtrooper at that point. Rawl kind of straightens up, gives you a reaffirming nod, and keeps his visor faced forward to stay focused as a stormtrooper. The gangplank descends, and you can hear the footfalls of several individuals beginning to climb the ascent, the gangplank, and an Imperial officer, female, blonde hair, green eyes, light frame, but with a very nose to the air demeanor. Lieutenant Adonis makes her way to the front of the squad of stormtroopers and to the two of you. Along with her is a entourage of 6 stormtroopers. Welcome aboard Banassaw Station. I'm Lieutenant Adonis. We're here to conduct our investigation of the vessel. We have your transpondence indicating that you are in possession of baradium charges. Is that correct?
Yes, that would.
But I'm going to make this clear, though. She's talking to not to Dove. She didn't even. Yeah, she's talking to the sergeant. She did not acknowledge the 2 of you at all.
Sick. Honestly.
Ego probably goes down to her and Dove just like grabs him.
Major Brell kind of, you could see a slight shift in his helmet as if he's trying to look over to you, but he continues.
That's correct, ma'am. Brain charges destined for Coruscant. Yes, ma'am.
Not really sure where. I mean, he that was more my unassuredness of where to go with that direction, but he does confirm there is a stoicism to his cadence. He's just trying to give very minimal deep communication, just being straight to the point, to minimize any potential conflict, essentially. That being said, I'm going to have him do a deception check against this Lieutenant Adonis. Let me see if I have my NPCs. Empire.
He's got a boost die, and I'm ready to fix it.
Imperial Army officer. We need a Navy officer. Army. Let's go with staff officer. Army officer's fine. It'll buff out. All right. Clone and add. Lieutenant Adonis. There we go. Lieutenant Adonis. He's doing deception. She's doing cool. So discerning lies. So that will make it a average difficulty for Major Brell. Pass off as a stormtrooper. You did give him a boost die with your inspiring rhetoric. Let's go with that. I didn't see it. What is it? Oh! Oh, goody! For the audience, that's 1 failure, 1 advantage. I'll say that advantage creates an opening for you to interject. You see, as her eyes narrow, as you get a sense that Major Brell's cadence doesn't quite... You know what? He didn't sound imperial enough. He doesn't have that imperial accent.
Oh, Jesus.
Sergeant got a knock to the head. That
So yeah, you see her eyes narrowing and focusing on this stormtrooper sergeant. Is there anything you'd like to try?
Okay. Oh God. Ego's going to. So we're all in the same
In the cargo hold,
air-
yeah.
in the cargo hold. We're off the ship.
No, you're still on the Delta class. They're doing an inspection, and of the troops,
Okay.
and
Right. Got it. I think Ego will pull up on the data pad like he wasn't paying attention to their interaction and just interject. So I've pulled up all of the inventory here that we're meant to have on the ship if you want to take a look, and just kind of like forcibly place himself in between to take her attention away from Brel for just a second so that she can look at me.
okay. I like it. Okay. Sergeant, I need. Where did Lieutenant Adonis go? There she is. Okay. Go ahead and give me a charm check, average difficulty.
Charm check.
Or your choice. Yeah, charm.
Average. Do I do anything to charm checks?
I know you can re-roll them.
Oh, I'm congenial. I can spend strain to downgrade the difficulty. May spend a number of strain to downgrade the difficulty of charm and negotiation checks. So I have 2 ranks in congenial, so I can spend 2 strain to downgrade that.
So that would mean you'd be up against no difficulty. It would be a simple challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. I'll allow it. Okay, go ahead. No difficulty. Just give me a charm check.
Thank you. I'm built like this. 3 successes, 8 advantages.
That's disgusting. All right.
He built.
Say again, Dove?
He's built different.
He is built different. Dove, Ego, you see that Lieutenant Adonis kind of catches on to that last bit of that tail end of Major Brell's sentence, and she's starting to focus in, and you get a sense that she picked up on the lack of Imperial cadence, and you step in presenting this data pad to break her focus away from that before she can really disassemble it. And you present this manifest before her. She kind of looks at you with a level of surprise that an alien would have the audacity to approach an Imperial just blatantly like that.
All I have is audacity.
That is all audacity and congeniality. As she flashes this look of disapproval, you give a very disarming smile, and you watch as that wall, that barrier that Imperials have when it comes to dealing with anyone other than humans, kind of dissolve a little bit as her expression softens. Thank you, Twi'lek. The manifest seems to match up with the transponder codes that you've sent through. Very well. Conduct your business. We'll begin refueling the vessel, and feel free to make your way to the common room, the common area on the station for refreshments and convenience, whatever you should need for the time being. It'll take at least an hour or two for us to conduct our services for the ship. Welcome aboard Bannister Station.
Thank you. will do. And as he takes the data pad back, he's going to give her a little wink.
Ooh. Ooh. Lieutenant, gosh, you're doing a discipline check. And that's a daunting. That's a formidable difficulty with a challenge of 4. Oh, you're insane. That's just torture. This woman's gonna fail her military bearing. Oh shit!
Oh, she's all right. She's all right.
Just a little bit blushing. Just a little bit.
With those threats, yeah. As you take the data pad back, she, and flash her the wink, she pauses in stride as she's about to turn and walk away, and you almost see a momentary break in her composure. But she holds, but you do take a noticeable redness in the cheeks as she turns, looks back to you over her shoulder for a moment, and then begins to disembark the vessel via the gangplank. You did ruffle her up a little bit. Well done. That was a good one.
What I'm here for.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. So now you guys have reign over the hangar. I'm going to pull up the map for you now. If you would, are you able to access the VTT?
Yes. Seems I didn't have it open.
You're gonna be insufferable about that, aren't you?
I don't know what you mean.
Sure you don't.
Listen, I am just a guy trying to make my way through the universe. And if I have a little fun on the way, why not?
All right. So I also forgot to mention, you guys do also have your droids at your disposal should you want them to travel with you, unless you guys want them to stay on the ship. Raul has Reaper, you have Uno.
Oh God, Reaper. It's fine. It's okay.
So Uno is currently standing by at the crates. You put him on guard duty essentially, and he's just overwatching it. Reaper hovering close by, but closer to Raul as a stormtrooper. Probably gets a little antsy about wanting to shoot a stormtrooper for a moment because, you know, he was programmed by Raul, but quickly realizes that's his master. What's the plan? You guys have a full reign of the station now, until you try to access any places that you shouldn't be?
Oh boy.
I'm on the right map. Oh, this is a civilian hangar. God. Wow. Sorry. Wrong map. Where's the military hangar? This is the one that we're supposed to be on.
Which side is the map on?
I'll link you. One sec.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay.
It's in the Discord.
That's military hangar 3. Answer garrison. Oh, where's the hangar? Military launch deck. There we go. Okay, there we are. Found you guys. Okay. Let's get you guys added to the map. We got Reaper. We got Uno. We got Dove. Where's Ego? There you are. That's Major Kamar, Elias, Sathar, Gil, Uno, Dove, Ego. Okay, everybody's accounted for. Okay. So yeah, immediately to both sides of your vessel, a squadron of TIE fighters. You see power generators at the east end of the or west end of the map, and turbo lifts directly ahead. After Lieutenant Adonis departs the vessel and continues her patrols or her duties. Not patrols. As you guys disembark the vessel, as you look up, there's many levels to this hangar. You can at least count from your point of view 4 levels. It looks like. Yep, 4 levels. Each with their own landing pads and whatnot available to various types of shuttles. What's you see the motorcade of or motor pool of swoop bikes to the northwest. A security turret that overwatches the landing pad, occupied by a team of fire team of stormtroopers. I forgot to put all of my NPCs down because I was looking at the wrong gosh darn map. Rookie mistake. But yeah, you guys make your way to the landing pad, or are we leaving anybody behind on the ship in the meantime? Are we traveling in force with the you guys need somebody you guys do need somebody to stay with the berating charges while you make your way around.
You can leave Uno with the ship.
Yeah.
With charges.
Who are we leaving?
Uno.
Uno? Okay. I think Raul would probably tell Reaper to stay back too. Raul would whisper to you, get me close to some computers and I can get the ship's layout, find out where we need to head.
As you wish. Okay. Let's see. What do we have immediately available? How do I move this thing again?
Right click to drag the map, and then...
Mm-hmm. You know, it's because I use a touchpad, so I have to like touch the right corner and then push. Listen, it's a struggle.
Struggles are real. I like it.
So, do we see anything immediately visible that looks like an accessible, like, computer deck or console or anything in the hangar bay, or would we have to go to another level for that?
This looks, I mean, there's computers here, but it looks mainly built for maintenance staff. I mean, there's potential that it could have a connection to the inner network of the station, but this area is under heavy surveillance with patrols of stormtroopers everywhere. And so you could potentially conduct that computer check in here, but you run the risk of discovery here.
No. Okay. I mean, she said we had run of it, essentially. So, I think we'll just make our way up to... I think we'll make our way like we're heading towards one of those like respite points.
Yeah.
And then keeping an eye out along the way for anywhere that Roll can maybe duck into
Gotcha.
that's less trafficked.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dove is especially keeping an eye on those that look like they're techies. If they're carrying any files of any sort, she's going to keep an eye on what they might be saying to each other and to which points of the station they're heading towards that might indicate something that's more of a proper computer surveillance deck, something that would probably overlook the hangar.
Uh-huh.
Because usually that would allow them to, clear dispatches, give permission to take off to land, that sort of thing. That's usually
Gotcha.
within the vicinity of this area. However, it's usually from a higher point for that perspective.
Right. You would assume they would probably be on the upper levels for sure. As far as where tower control would get their real-time updates of the capacity of the hangar. So, yeah, your initial instinct would take you to the turbo lift. Either north end or south end would work for you. And
Let's go north.
All right, and with that, with your security entourage of stormtroopers, you walk past Lieutenant Adonis and her entourage of stormtroopers. Make your way to the north turbo lift. You're making your way to level 2, 3, or 4.
Dove recommends 4 because if you start at the highest, if you need to run downstairs, it's easier than trying to run upstairs.
That's fair. That's fair.
AKA, we've been to too many mega donkeys in Japan, and that was our strategy. We go straight to the top, and then we can walk down.
All right. There we go. Let's get these guys back on the map. All right. Here's Dove. Ego. All right. NPCs. Pathfinders. Gil. Mar. Elias. That's not Elias. Get rid of that. That person's dead. There we go. All right. Where are you at, Dove? Oh, there you are. Okay. You guys make your way up to the 4th level of the hangar and make your way out to the exterior, walking the corridor towards the viewing platform. There you can see a platform where a conference table is encapsulated in this central chamber. The viewing platform has various dock workers or dock staff and naval officers currently engaged in their various duties and tasks. There's the turbos. Man, I messed up on this one. And then several notable individuals currently delegating out instructions to their staff and crew. Can be heard from the central antechamber. You guys can spot. Is that looks like a looks like you guys would have passed by a computer here, or is that that's an interrogation chamber. Never mind. Don't want to go there.
I mean,
that's kitchen, dining area, mess hall. There's a computer right here, but that is out in the open. You could potentially go into the conference room that's currently unoccupied and interface with the holo communicator there. Those typically do have access to the holonet, which would give you a wider access to the station itself. There are light patrols up here, not as large as there was on the ground floor. Essentially, these stormtroopers are traveling in buddy systems, so not as heavy of a presence of security staff, but there is a presence of security here. What are we thinking? For the tech thing that you were asking about, what were you looking to infer from them?
Oh, just where the computers are.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. There it is. You would, from your observations, as you make your way to this viewing platform, one tech officer finishes their conversation with the lieutenant that's overseeing this area of this floor. She makes her way northward with data pad in hand and makes her way into to this office up there. Potentially could be a computer's terminal there. You could try for another area or wait for her to vacate and take over yourselves.
This conference room, as we walk past it, is it particularly visible? Or is the only visibility more so from these doors or access points?
From the
would you be able to, like, you know how sometimes you're in a library room, for example, it's private, but the walls are glass, so you can actually see who's in it and what they might be doing. Is it the same circumstance?
No, they are more. This is a more private chamber.
Right. Dove recommends Vip position himself and almost take advantage of being in plain sight. One of the stormtroopers at each entrance, myself, Ego, Raul, at the table with our sergeant. So it looks like he's having a meeting with mercenaries, discussing whatever it might be.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Dove knows this game. Dove knows this game very well. She has actually been in this situation, but legitimately.
That's great. Okay. So yeah, you guys stage a conference. Okay. Very cool.
And so then we can have it that the sergeant is addressing myself and Ego, and Raul can be at wherever computer desk may be. And if he needs assistance with his computer's check, Dove can just pop one over.
Very cool. Okay, yeah, let's position you by we'll position you by Raul. Gil. Wait, no, that's Zathar. At the head. Okay. Cool. We're gonna do a deception check here because I like this. We're gonna do something. This will be a group check. So, Dove, go ahead and perform a deception check with me, for me, if you will. Let's take a look at their skills. Who's all doing what? Not Lieutenant Adonis. She's not part of this. Deception, 2 ability, 3 ability, 3 ability, 3 ability. Okay, not bad. These guys are pretty deceptive here.
Great, Dove's not. She's very forward.
I had a bunch of advantages from when I last rolled, so that can give Dove boost die.
Yay.
We could have Major Brelhelm in this. Granted, he has 3 ability die. He doesn't have a lot, but he's gonna get a couple buffs from everybody if he doesn't.
I feel like that makes more sense because he's one who's actually making the performance of talking at us, if that makes sense. Because us who are visibly not Imperial could just be sitting there taking the talk down, whatever it might be, to anyone walking past and seeing that.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Let's have Major Brell do it. I'll give him 2 free upgrades. Ego, you said you have advantages to spend?
Yeah, so when I rolled before, I got 8 advantages. So
Sheesh. Yeah, you can give it costs 2. It costs 2 advantages to give a boost die to any allied character's next check, including the active characters. So you can give him 4 boost die.
yes.
Sheesh.
This is my contribution.
All right, 4 boost die. What are we doing here? This is going to be a hard difficulty, and you guys gave me no dark side, so I can't even upgrade this to a challenge. Well done. The force is on your side today.
Oh God.
What is that triumph? Let's use that.
It didn't work. You guys do have a triumph in your pocket to turn that failure into a success.
He rolled a triumph. He rolled his own triumph. He can use it on him.
It calculates a triumph in that
check, yeah.
already. Like, we still get to pocket it for later, but it doesn't contribute. We do have a triumph that I had, so we could use that here.
Yeah, that was the first roll of the day, so.
Yeah.
So but even if you count that triumph, it's still a failure because it doesn't even get you above to a success. It's just no failures, no successes, 2 advantages. But that's better than a failure. Unless you guys want to cash in a light side token to re-roll that last ability die as a proficiency.
Yeah, why not? Might as well
We need
use
the
it.
time.
All right.
And then Brother and I can suss for computers.
All right. Let's re-roll that last ability die. Hopefully that makes it or breaks it. It's the same fucking thing. The same goddamn thing. Normally when Major Brell addresses issues with his squad, there's a direction of where he wants it to go. With this situation, there's no intended direction other than just to stall long enough for Rawl to do to do what he needs to do. So it's not very convincing, and his criticisms seem aimless. Not really being pointed with either of the two of you. Just being very, very vague, and that's not typical of higher command within the Empire. So if people were to be listening in, he would not be giving off a very convincing performance. Damn, that was so close too. Shit.
Dove is going to make her way over to the computers and then on her way say, "Bro, tell me about a job you were really pissed off about." Just so at least his tone sounds more convincing.
Okay. All right. I like it. Yeah, he starts going in on the most recent mission with the outpost that you guys raided for the combat assault tank. Things that they could have done better. The risks that he should have calculated for, so on and so forth. Okay. While he's doing that, Rawl and Dove, we're doing what Rawl loves to do every time he gets anywhere near a ship or vessel, is known schematic. He loves the fuck out of this ability. Which one is that? That's Sapper? Yep, known schematic. Once per session, perform the known schematic maneuver. Make a hard knowledge check. It grants familiarity with a ship, a building, or ship's design. All right. So hard knowledge education. So I'm going to pass these dice to you, Dove. If there's anything you'd like to add, you said you're assisting him, so go ahead and add a boost die to that pool as well. You have do you have any ranks in education? If you're saying anything, you're muted.
Sorry. No, for education specifically, it's just the 2 green dice. For law, I have 1 yellow, 1 green, and for underworld, 2 yellows, 1 green.
Well, this is just for his sapper ability, so it's just education. So go ahead and roll that education check with a blue die, if you would.
Is it the dice you passed?
Yes.
Where? Oh, past dice. Add all and 1 blue die.
Correct.
Let's go.
What is going on?
Get these all out of the way now.
The tides are turning.
The tides are
It was
turning.
good, and then it's not.
This is the first time Rawl has failed this ability, and I am all for it.
That doesn't count. He's
What is
not
he-
here.
What is he aiming to achieve with this role? Like,
This
what
would
was
give him-
actual intended purpose?
This would give him a rough, actually, it would give him a blueprint of the station's layout. So you guys would be able to find the fuel pump station a lot faster. This could also be achieved with a computer's check, but you run the risk of being detected by the firewall and other safety measures in place, like military intelligence and whatnot. So this is just him getting familiar with the station, trying to create a layout of what you guys are up against, but unfortunately, he's not able to come up with any accurate depiction of what this station is supposed to look like. So he turns to you. That was a bust. Do we go into the system itself and just pull out the bloody thing?
Yeah, let me try that. We might find some more interesting things along the way.
Ooh. All right. Rawl has 2 ranks in computers, it looks like. So go ahead and add. You can go ahead and add 2 ranks or 2 proficiency die to the pool, or replace 2 ability die with proficiency dice.
Cute. That's the yellow ones, eh?
Yes.
Great. 4 successes, 2 advantages, 2 triumphs. Dove has 5 ranks in computers.
Yay!
Jesus.
So it's going to be a hard difficulty with a challenge of 1. Let's see if this works.
Oh my God, Tarzan, stop.
Triumph.
You guys weren't able to didn't cash in those 2 triumphs earlier, so you can still use those to
Yeah.
succeed.
Triumph.
Mhm.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Dove, you've this is not unfamiliar territory for you at all. Poking around in Imperial systems comes with a lot of risk. There's a lot of firewalls in place, and there's also active scanning programs that look for breaches in the firewall and whatnot. So with that familiarity, you navigate through the system and manage to penetrate into the station's inner network.
Yeah. If I may, it's likely to do with her experience that within an organization as widespread and as structured as the Empire, a lot of their defenses are quite standardized. And she's realized this. And while they
Yeah.
are difficult, they are repetitive. And if they're
Yes.
repetitive, then you get practice. And if you have practice well, it's not so terrible after all.
Yep. Okay, I like that explanation. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. You managed to get into the system. You have 2 advantages. That's going to get you a blueprint of the entire station. You now have a direct map of where you need to go. If you are going to, if you want to try to find out anything more, you're going to have to cash in triumphs and tell me what it is you're searching for. Otherwise, you guys have a map and know where to go.
In these floor plans, are the maintenance corridors visible at all? I imagine so. I'm just thinking of escape routes, essentially. Once we know what we need to.
So the vestibules, the corridors that are accessible manually, are tubes that follow the exterior perimeter of this pod. So it's not visible. However, it is accessible, probably with some level of security measures in place to monitor or whatnot. But as you're taking into account the blueprints, these vestibules are. It's going to take a lot of time to travel these things. They're very extensive and very narrow. So travel this way will grant you a lot of anonymity and grant you stealth, but it will be a slower means of travel, for sure. There are various access points throughout the various levels of the station. Each vestibule is connected to the hangars, the crew quarters, general quarters, armories, and security, and then at the very top of the command center. So these vestibules run throughout the entirety of the station.
I'd like to send that information forward to our infiltration team.
Very good.
I think that'll be more beneficial to them.
I like that. All right. You forward now that you're on site, you forward that information over to Chav. There's no open acknowledgement of receipt, but you get the sense that they're probably deep in their mission and probably don't want to give off any signs that they're anything other than what they're putting on to be. But yeah.
Yeah. The message just reads, present for you, attachments now.
I like it. Okay. You guys have your heading, and Rawl seems eager to get going. As well as the rest of the Borg squad. Brell seemingly still going off on a tangent about how battle damage assessment took too long. That it should have been conducted faster. Basically saying we need to pick up the pace, be faster about what we're doing. We're Oryx Squad Pathfinders. We are the best of the best. We need to be better. Typical leadership reprimands and criticisms. By this point, Rawl has definitely tuned this guy out.
That'll do it.
And turns to you after you manage to access this information. We have where we need to go.
Was it identified as a lower level or higher for the best point to strike?
Oh, the fuel pump station is in the lower sector. Accessible. Those are only accessible by turbo.
Okay,
So
cool.
the vestibules only access the other levels of the pod itself. So you got to get to the central spire and take that turbo lift down to the fuel control station.
Have we seen any maintenance workers on this upper level, or were they all mostly around the hangar bay?
These are mostly tech officers up here. The maintenance staff was definitely on the launch bay.
I figure if anyone would have access to the fuel pump specifically, it would probably be maintenance. If there's a way to get maintenance access, some kind of code or key.
Code cylinders, okay. I like it.
Would I have been able to pull that from the system? Even if it's not a code per se, if I can corrupt it so that it is not as secure as it would be. Like, you know, when key swipe, suddenly they malfunction and then you can just get in without needing to swipe the card. That kind of situation. Would that be possible?
Yeah, that's possible. We could do that. I'm gonna say that's gonna take your guys' last triumph that you have.
Sure.
We could do that. Yeah, you with that line of thought from Ego, you continue your delve into the system and target the security programs that are in place to prevent any unauthorized personnel from accessing the lower levels of the station. And in doing so, manage to temporarily disable the security measure in place that restricts lower level access. Well done. Well done. That's a good move. I like that. So now you can access the turbo lift without worrying about security clearance. That being said, you'll have to get back down to the. There's access to the central spire from this level too. If I remember correctly. Yep. The two corridors alongside the audience chamber lead back towards the central spire. So you'll have access to the turbo lift at the back of that central spire, or at the central spire that'll lead you up to the upper levels where the general crew quarters are, all that good stuff, or down to the lower levels where your targets lie. And on top of that, they have, the crew would, the RX squad would have had beradium charges already on them. So yeah, you guys are already all set to make your way to the lower levels. Great. Okay. Very cool. All right, we make our way to the lower levels of Banastar Station. Before we do that, let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break, get ourselves resituated, and I look forward to finding out what else these guys get into. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful 2B Dicers, to the continuation of tonight's episode. Taylor, you missed the beginning of the bomb team's infiltration of Banastar Station. That being said, let's go ahead and return ourselves back to the scene as the demolitions team makes their way into the central spire of Banastar Station and begin their descent. The crew begins to grow wary with anticipation as the turbo lift that they descend in comes to a sudden stop. The doors pop and hiss open, revealing to the crew a loud and drumming buzz of a massive fuel pump station currently at work, with various voices being heard throughout the corridor, throughout this chamber. Demolition team makes their exit from the turbo lift and enters into the chamber.
Looking around, are there any visible surveillance devices that monitor this chamber?
I appreciate that question. Go ahead and give me an average perception check.
Can I look as well?
Yes, you may.
3 successes, 1 triumph. Let's
Hey.
fucking go.
You guys are rolling them out like candy today.
We
Okay.
need that.
Okay. Rawl's gonna do 1, 2. I can access a sheet. There we go. Perception. Average.
3 successes to advantage.
Oh, that is
Sorry.
wonderful. I like. You know what? It's thematic. It's thematic.
I can tell you only you can see out of these bloody things. It's so hard to see.
Yeah, Rawls over here fumbling with his helmet because he's trying to look through the visor and can't seem to get it to work right. However, Dove, and Ego, you do spot a couple of surveillance cameras throughout the chamber. There is one currently posted up here that's overlooking this this engine or fuel pump of some sort, and you get a sense that there's probably another one on the far side as well, observing the other side. So with that
Got
information,
line of sight on us, so we can only see a little bit.
correct. Yeah, I put up walls and lighting in this motherfucker.
How dare!
Fog of war, baby. I love it. So, a lot of terrain to traverse, but you do see the surveillance camera currently pointed towards the turbine directly ahead. You guys want to try an external hack via Rawl with his CPU implant, or do you want to try and just take it out?
What would his hacking allow us to do?
You could, depending on how successful, could disable it give him full access to all the security footage in this area, and either disable it or loop it in some way. But this is all dependent on how successful he is,
Right.
how many advantages he's generated and whatnot.
Dove's recommendation would be to delete the footage up until the last half an hour ago and then loop that footage so that it doesn't even show that we've come down from the turbo lift.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have Rawl perform the check.
Am I able to assist in any way?
How proficient are you with computers?
5 ranks.
Woo. Okay, that's gonna max out his ability and give him one ability die.
I'll use my 2 advantages to give him 1 boost die.
Okay.
Look at us
Challenge.
being careful about things.
This is a challenge of 1. Let's see if he can pull this off. I'm gonna put a setback because of the active presence of the military intelligence scanning through their systems. But other than that, it's a hard difficulty with a challenge of 1. You guys got 5 proficiency die. 5. You guys have 5 proficiency die. That's crazy. 5 proficiency die, 1 boost die. You still have a boost die from the inspiring rhetoric because Rel hasn't gotten to use it yet. And yeah, that'll do it. Let's see if he pulls it off. Hey, okay. All right, that's a good roll. 3 successes, 4 advantages. Okay. With this check, he's able to access this level's security cameras, seeing all the angles. He gets real-time update of, at this point, from everyone's positions in this station. He counts. He counts for 2 patrols of stormtroopers. Or one's heading potentially in your guys' direction now. Another one currently traversing through the central section of the station. And there are several officers, about 10 tech officers all throughout the station. And yeah. With your guidance, he also deletes the footage of your guys' arrival and loops the last 30 minutes prior. You guys have complete anonymity here. Let's go ahead and enter into initiative just so we can track where everybody's moving. So you guys choose either cool or vigilance.
Sorry, excuse me. Just violently sneezing off camera.
You're fine. So, yeah, cool or vigilance, your choice. Add to initiative, and then go from there. All right. So, I gotta reveal my NPCs here. There we go. There we go. Okay, 12 NPCs. Blah, blah, blah. We got sergeants, we got naval officers. Okay. All right, cool. Where's my... We're going to use Lieutenant Adonis for this one. And
If you click the 3 dots next to the time on your roll, it'll let you add it to initiative.
I got it. No worries. There we go. No worries. Okay, we got you two, and then we just need rolls initiative. I'll pass the dice to you, Ego. Give me 1 second while it loads. All right. Cool or vigilance? He's going to go vigilance because he has more than that. And then pass to Ego. There you go. Damn, Rawl.
Raw's not rolling well at all today.
Not at all.
It doesn't matter who.
Okay. 2 Imperials, and then we got Major Brell and his squad, so let's go ahead and roll him. Can you... What is going on with RPG sessions today? Can you work with me today? You guys have been giving me so much guff.
I mean, I think the site is a little borked.
It is being buggy with you guys too?
Oh yeah, I've refreshed it like 4 times since we started.
So it's not just me. Good. Okay. All right. Okay, 1 and 1. Not bad. Not bad, bro. I'm gonna turn him to a PC slot just so we know that he's one of the good guys. Okay, cool. So starting off with the initiative, who is gonna go first, and what's your destination? Rawl gave you direction that there's a stormtrooper patrol potentially heading your guys' way. You guys can go stealth. You guys can act like you belong here. What's your guys' plan?
What is the layout of this room, and what I'm actually looking for is, are there any walkways above the fuel setup, closer to the roof? You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Little catwalks up above.
Thank you, catwalk. That's what I was looking for. Are there?
With that perception check, there is hose or lines of cables and hosing above. However, it is a tight crawl space. Someone of your stature with all your gear is not going to fit up there. Somebody of a smaller stature could potentially climb up there and crawl around. But yeah.
Better question is, could I have fixed my flight armor in the time that I, as a player, was not here? Could it have been fixed? And is the hum of the fuel generators loud enough to mask it if I was to fly?
Ooh. Yes. That was part of your downtime work.
Excellent, thank you.
Repairing your flight suit, so it is in full operation. Yeah, Killbolt messed your suit up.
Very angry, but very angry.
But flying around without detection, I would say this would be a daunting stealth check to pull off.
It's not that I'm flying toward. Yeah, it's not that I'm flying towards them. It's that I'm trying to fly up and have the dual opportunity to both place one of the charges and also be out of the direct line of sight should they see the rest of the group and give me a chance to fire without being perceived. So it's not that I'm trying to go anywhere else other than up at this time.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that.
Okay. Piloting then?
Yeah, give me a daunting piloting check to try and pull this off without detection. I'll give you a boost die because... yes. I'll give you a boost die because of the amount of noise that's being generated.
Where's my other triumph?
You guys did just roll a triumph. I would say cash that shit in now.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do that because I can.
Damn, you guys are rolling these out like candy. Yeah. Dove, you're the type to always improve on things. Never one to stay stagnant, and always seeking new opportunities to create openings or other opportunities for yourself. During your downtime, you took note of how loud these thrusters can be, and pondered on the thought of what it would be like if you were able, what it would take to dampen the sound of these thrusters. And you took that time to experiment, to retrofit, and were successful in creating a more silent thrust propulsion system. And that being said, I'll go ahead and give you a permanent boost die to your. So it wouldn't be piloting. This would be stealth. I guess it would be piloting if you're trying to fly stealthily. So anytime you try to use your piloting ability to in a stealthy manner, you have a permanent boost die. There we go. That's the words I'm looking for. Taylor. That being said, you fly up, making your way towards the ceiling of this large station, and the rest of the group continues their. Do they continue their stride forward? Majority of you are adorned in stormtrooper attire. However, Ego, you probably will stick out like a blue thumb.
That's fine. Ego's not good at stealthing. That's the opposite of what he's made for. But he's pretty good at convincing people that he needs to be where he is. So I am going to stick. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Brell as the sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And if the others want to like disperse into the room, but he's gonna stick with Brell and maybe like a couple of the others, so it looks like he's being escorted by them.
Got it. Okay, very cool. Okay. And PCs are going to move their distance another 20 feet this way. There we go. And that'll. The other orders. Oh no, you go back to where you came from, sir. And then these guys are going to move here. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And that's going to end my NPC's rotations. The others are fixed in their positions. Okay. Brell is going to, with Aura Squad, continue forward, acting as normal, with Ego in tow. You're up in the ceiling, flying quite stealthily. And bam. All right, I gotta move these guys individually because of all my walls.
The curse of walls.
It is a curse. I went too heavily in depth with it. Now I can't fit my focus. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. There we go. Go. Nope. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Okay. By that point, when you reach that area, you do spot several. You do spot the two Imperial officers down by the generator. One of them does give a pointed glance at your presence. You do take note of the Stormtrooper patrol heading northward towards the back of the fuel station. That being said, you hear an officer call out from over the balcony or the railing. Excuse me, Stormtrooper, what is your operating number and why are you here? And that's where I think tonight will end tonight's session. Thank you, all you wonderful 2B Dicers, for tuning in to tonight's episode. Sorry for the short run, but we have obligations for those present, so we don't want to run too long. Tune in next week for the continuation and the wrap-up of this series and the potential conclusion of rescuing Rev Garland. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your night. And this adventure will be 2B Diced.